ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारम् प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम्
अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम्
अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
आत्मानमखिलाधारम्
आत्मानमखिलाधारम्
आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये
आश्रयेऽभीष्टसिद्धये
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान्
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान्
अतीतद्वैतभानतः
अतीतद्वैतभानतः
गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्तसारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
गुरूणाराध्य वेदान्तसारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
You can repeat. अत्र व्यस्त समस्त व्यापित्वेन
व्यस्त
समस्त
समस्त व्यापित्वेन
व्यष्टि समष्टिता व्यपदेशः
यष्टि
यष्टि समष्टिता
समष्टिताव्यपदेशः
देशः
इयं व्यष्टिः
इयं
इयं
व्यष्टिः
व्यष्टिः
निकृष्ट उपाधितया
निकृष्ट
निकृष्ट
उपाधितया
उपाधितया
मलिनसत्त्वप्रधाना
मलिनसत्त्वप्रधाना
एतत् उपगितं चैतन्यम्
एतदुपहितं
चैतन्यम्
अल्पज्ञत्व अनीश्वरत्वादिगुणकम्
अल्पज्ञत्व अनीश्वरत्वादिगुणकम्
अनीश्वरत्वादिगुणकम्
राज्ञः इति उच्यते
राज्ञः इति उच्यते
एक अज्ञान अवभासकत्वात्
एक अज्ञानाभासकत्वात्
अस्य
अस्य
प्राज्ञत्वम्
प्राज्ञत्वम्
अस्पष्ट उपाधितया
अस्पष्ट उपाधितया
अनतिप्रकाशकत्वात्
अनतिप्रकाशकत्वात्
अस्यापि
अस्यापि
अहङ्कारादिकारणत्वात्
अहङ्कारादिकारणत्वात्
कारणशरीरम्
कारणशरीरम्
आनन्दप्रचुरत्वात्
आनन्दप्रचुरत्वात्
कोशवत् आच्छादकत्वात् च
कोशवत् आच्छादकत्वात् च
आनन्दमयकोशः
आनन्दमयकोशः
सर्व उपरमत्वात्
सर्वोपरमत्वात्
सुषुप्तिः
सुषुप्तिः
अतएव स्थूलसूक्ष्मशरीरप्रपञ्चलयस्थानम् इति च उच्यते
स्थूलसूक्ष्मशरीरप्रपञ्चलयस्थानम् इति च उच्यते
तदानीम् एतौ ईश्वरप्राज्ञौ
ईश्वरप्राज्ञौ
चैतन्यप्रदीप्ताभिः
चैतन्यप्रदीप्ताभिः
अतिसूक्ष्माभिः
अतिसूक्ष्माभिः
अज्ञानवृत्तिभिः
अज्ञानवृत्तिभिः
आनन्दम् अनुभवतः
आनन्दमनुभवतः
आनन्दभुक्चेतो मुखः प्राज्ञः इति श्रुतेः
आनन्दभुक्चेतो मुखः प्राज्ञः इति श्रुतेः
सुखम् अहम् अवाप्सम्
सुखमहम् अवाप्सम्
न किञ्चित् अवेदिशम् इति
न किञ्चिदवेदिशमिति
उत्थितस्य परामर्श उपपत्तेश्च
उत्थितस्य
परमोपपत्तेश्च
To this we have seen. Now we will read the Tika. Before the Tika, here the author uses the word Ajnanam. Ajnanam for Upadhi. The word Ajnanam or Upadhi or Prakriti, whatever you call, it is same. Ajnanam. It is avastu. Vastu avastu. Ajnanadi sakala jada samugaha avastu. So vastu is Sachit Anandam, Sachidananda, Advayam Brahma vastu. Tadvediriktam sarvam anityam ajnanadi sakala jada samugaha avastu. So ajnanam is jadam. it is inert. That is the upadhi. Upasamipe stitva sviyan gunan anyatra adadati iti upadhihi. Prakritihi. So this ajnanam, otherwise called upadhi, we'll use the word ajnanam or upadhi, whichever word we use. Let us use the word ajnanam. Vyashti ajnanam, samashti ajnanam. The ajnanam is divided into, or it is looked upon as vyashti ajnanam, samashti ajnanam from the standpoint of the individual and the total. Vyashti ajnanam, otherwise vyashti upadhi. Samashti ajnanam, otherwise samashti upadhihi. So this upadhi at the level of vyashti and samashti, are they same or different? Upadhi being upadhi, jadam being jadam, therefore it is same. Ajnanam is same. Whether it is vyashti ajnanam or samashti ajnanam, the difference is only in terms of the individual and total, whereas the nature of the upadhi is same. Nature of upadhi, how do you say that? Because already we defined what is ajnanam is sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam trigunatmakam. Whether it is vyashti ajnanam or samashti ajnanam, both are trigunatmakam, made of three gunas: sattva, rajas, tamo gunatika. Maya, from Maya only. Maya is the level of the total, the level of samashti. At the level of vyashti, it is, we call it as karana shariram. We call it as Maya is, if it is karana shariram for Ishvara, then this vyashti karana shariram. They are also made of the same material, jadam only, three gunas only. The only thing is Ishvara, that is the upadhi at the level of total. Ishvarasya upadhi. It is Vishuddha Sattva Pradhana. That is why Ishvara is Mayadi. He is a wielder, ruler of Maya. So Maya is under Ishvara. Maya cannot overpower Ishvara. Ajnanam cannot overpower Ishvara. Whereas at the level of the Vyashti, the individual, it is Malina Sattva Pradhana. The Sattva is tainted by Rajas and Tamas. Whereas at the level of Samashti, Sattva is dominant. At the level of Vyashti, Rajas is dominant. At the level of Jagat, Jada, Tamas is dominant. So, Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat. Jagat, at the level of Jagat, the Prapancha, Tamas. Tamas is dominant. Jagat also made of three gunas. The world, the Prapancha. It is Jada Prapancha. And for Jiva, the Jiva Upadhi, that is also made of three gunas. Therefore, they are all made of the same material. The difference is only from the standpoint of the individual and the total. So from this, you know what we are discussing. We are discussing the Upadhi. We are not discussing now the Chaitanya. We are not discussing the nature or the Aikyam of the Chaitanya. That is what this author is slowly driving us into. Here we are discussing the Upadhi, the nature of the Upadhi. And Upadhi, we have seen, I've got many names. The names of the Vyashti Upadhi, just now we read. The names of the Vyashti Upadhi. It is called Agamkaradi Karanatvat. Agamkaradi Karanatvat Karana Shariram. Vyashti Upadhi has got the name Karana Shariram. Why it is called Karana Shariram? Because it is the Karanam. It is the Karanam, the cause for Ahankara, etc., the individuality, Ahankara. And it is called Anandamaya Koshaha. For that two Etus were given. Ananda Prachuratvat, Koshavat Achadakatvat, Anandamaya Koshaha iti. All these things we have already discussed. And it is called Sushuptihi. Sushuptihi is dreamless sleep state. Why it is Upadhi is called, Vishtipadi is called Sushuptihi? Because in that avastha, Karana Shariram is obtained. And Karana Shariram is another name for Vishti Upadhi. So therefore, Sushuptihi, which is called Sushuptihi. Sarva Uparamatva Sushuptihi. Everything is resolved into. Everything is means what? Sakala Karya Uparamatva. All the Karya Prapancha. All the Karya Prapancha is Vyashti Prapancha. Not a Samashti Prapancha. Samashti Prapancha is what is called Pralayam. Here it is Laya. Sarva Uparamatva. Sarva Uparamatva, Sakala Karya Uparamatva. What are those Karya? Stula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram. They are resolved in the Sushupti Avastha into Karana Shariram. Therefore, it has got another name, Sushuptihi. Because it is the Layasthanam, therefore it's got another name, Layasthanam itself. So, Stula Sukshma Sharira Prapancha Layasthanam iticha. Sushuptihi is one name, Layasthanam is another name. Atayeva, therefore only it is called Layasthanam. Sushuptihi is one name, therefore only it is called Layasthanam. So it is the four names given for Vyashti Upadhi. Similarly for Samashti Upadhi. As it is in the Samashti, so it is in the Vyashti. Samashti also, four names were given. Where it is given? It is given in the 39th line. Samashti, Akila Karanatvat. It is the Karanam of everything. Therefore, Karana Shariram. Agankaradi Karanatvat, Karana Shariram, that is Vyashti. Akila Karanatvat. Akilam is Stula Sukshma Prapanchasya Karanatvat. It is Karana Shariram. Ananda Prachuratvat. Koshavat Achadakatvat. Anandamaya Koshaha. And Sarva Uparamatva Sushuptihi. Same. Atayeva Stula Sukshma Prapanchalayasthanam iti cha uchyate. Different names are given for the Samashti Upadhi, Vyashti Upadhi. The names are different, but there is no Veda with regard to the Upadhi. It is same. The Tikakara said, we saw, Vasutaha Vedaha Nasti, Sanya Vedaha Eva Asti. So up to this we saw. Then before this, in the last class we saw this line also. That is, having discussed the Upadhi, the level of Vyashti and Samashti. Then this Ishvara and Prajna. Ishvara Prajna, this Tadani, Ishvara Prajna, Chaitanya Pradiptabhihi, Ati Sukshmabhihi, Ajnana Vrittibihi. This is something important we note that it's a special thing here in Vedantasara. Vritti means thoughts. Vritti. Vritti is possible only when there is mind. So therefore, in the Swapnavastha, dream state, vritti, thoughts are there. That's why Swapnavastha. And of course, in Jagrata Avastha, we are active, therefore mind is active, vrittis are there. What about in the Sushupti Avastha? The Sushupti Avastha, are there vrittis? Yes, it is. If vrittis are there, then how can it be called a sleep? Vrittis are there, then it is not sleep. It should be a Swapnavastha or it should be Jagrata Avastha. Mind doesn't function in Sushupti Avastha. If mind doesn't function, how can there be vritti? But that vritti is inferred. When? After you wake up. After you wake up, you say, Agam Sukam Abapsam Nakinchit Avedisham. I slept happily. So the happiness, Ananda vritti is there. Nakinchit Avedisham, I don't know anything. Ajnana vritti is there. So I don't know anything. I slept happily. These two vrittis are there. These vrittis belong to the Karana Shariram. Therefore, here the author says, these vrittis, only these two vrittis. Ajnana vritti, only Ajnana vritti. Agam kinchit na kinchit avedisham. Sukam avapsam. So Ananda vritti and Ajnana vritti, these are Ati Sukshma vritti, and the author calls this by the name Ajnana vritti. Ajnana vritti is this vritti at the level of Karana Shariram. When the vritti, when there is a when the Sukshma vritti takes place, when there is a vritti in the mind, Sukshma vritti, that when the vritti happens, that time you know the knowledge happening in the mind, taking place in the mind. Whereas this Ati Sukshma vritti, this is extremely Sukshma. Therefore, you cannot know at the time of this knowledge, at the time of this vritti taking place. You can know this only after you wake up to the waking state. You can recollect the Ati Sukshma vritti. That is why it's called Ati Sukshma vritti. You can recollect this Ajnana vritti, otherwise called Karana Sharira vritti, otherwise called Sukshma vritti, not in the Sushupti Avastha, but in the Jagrata Avastha. That is why it is called Ati Sukshma vritti, in order to distinguish from the Sukshma vritti, which takes place at the level of Sukshma Sharira, and this Ati Sukshma vritti, which takes place at the level of Karana Shariram. To distinguish only here, the author uses the word Ajnana vritti. Ajnana vritti, otherwise called Karana Sharira vritti. So Karana Sharira vritti, Karana Shariram at the level of total as well as individual. For the total, Shruti is a pramanam. For the individual, Anubhava is a pramanam. Anubhava is a pramanam. For the individual, from Prajna, Shruti pramanam not required. Why? Because Anubhava is a Uttitasya Paramarsha Upapattehe. This person, Paramarshaha, he remembers. So where there is remembrance, then it must be, when you remember something means it must be preceded by experience. Anubhava Purvika Bhavati. Yatra yatra Paramarshaha, tatra Anubhavaha. So Anubhava Purvika. Ya Smritihi sa Anubhava Purvika. We saw in Panchadashi also. What you remember, it must be preceded by your experience. You remember only what you experienced. You can think of only what you have experienced, your Anubhava. So you remember after you wake up, Agam Sukam Avapsam. So it means there must be Anubhava, not at the time of remembrance. Remembrance is later. Anubhava is before. So preceded by Anubhava, and the knowledge is later. So here it is a special thing here. Here, the knowledge is later, Anubhava is before. Anubhava precedes the knowledge. Anubhava precedes the knowledge. So therefore, because there is remembrance, from the remembrance you can infer this, the remembrance of the Anubhava. So therefore, yatra yatra paramarshaha, remembrance, tatra tatra Anubhava iti, the vyapti we have for the yukti, for the reason to conclude that there is Ati Sukshma vritti, Ajnana vritti. For This is at the level of individual prajnaha. But the total shastram is a praman. Iti. Up to this we saw. Now, the next line, the author is going to introduce in Drishtanta. Before that, we will read from the Tika. Tika, we have to read from, here I have marked the page here, you can see below. Saushupta, Sushupti is Saushupta, Tadita word. Saushupta Jiva Chaitanyasya Pragyatvam Sadhyati Asya Pragyatvam Iti. So you can check from the book in the text what line is that. Here Pragyatvam, Pragyaha 43. Etat Upagitam Chaitanyam Alpagyatva Anisharatva Adigunakam Pragyaha iti Uchyate Ekagyan Avavasakatva, that is said here. Saushupta Jiva Chaitanyasya Pragyatvam Sadhyati Asya Pragyatvam Iti. That is a Chaitanyam consciousness which is obtained in the Sushupti Avastha. That is what is called a Prajnaha. What is Prajnaha? Prajnaha is Sopadika Chaitanyam. Upadina Saha Vartate. Chaitanyam. So Sopadika Chaitanyam. Upahita Chaitanyam. Otherwise called Avachinna Chaitanyam. Upadi Avachinna Chaitanyam. What is that Upadi? In Sushupti Avastha, what Upadi is? Karana Shariram. Therefore, Karana Sharira Avachinna Chaitanyam, that is called Prajnaha. Therefore, Prajnatvam Sadhayati. Prajnatvam is Sadhayati. It is presented. Sadhayati. Asya Prajnatvam iti. Asya Prajnatvam 44. Asya Prajnatvam Aspashta Upadidaya Anati Prakashakatva. That line 44. Samskara Rupa Aspashta Upadidaya. Aspashta number 44. Line number 44. The book. Samskara Rupa Aspashta Upadidaya Tad Avritattvena Ati Prakashakatva Abhavat Prajnatvam Asya iti artaha. Why it is called Prajnaha? The Tikakara Ramatirtha says Prayena Ajnaha iti. But here the Prajnaha is Sopadika Chaitanyam, that is Veshti Upadi Sakita Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam manifesting through the Veshti Upadi, which is the Upadi is Karana Shariram. And here Samskara Rupa Aspashta. It is Aspashta, it is dull. Upaditaya, by the Upadi, by the dull Upadi. Tad Avartatvena Anati Prakashakatvat. Tad Avartatvena, covered. Achadaka, that Upadi. Jnanam, the Rupa Swarupam is Ajnanena Vratam Jnanam. Teramugyanti Jantavha in Gita. We have seen. Therefore, this Tat Avartatvena. Ajnana, this Upadi Avartatvena. Ajnana Upadi Avartatvena. Therefore, Anati Prakashakatva. Therefore, it is not Ati Prakasha, it is Anati Prakasha. It is the Prakasha, the shining, the capacity, manifesting capacity is inhibited. Prakashakatva abhavat, Ati Prakashakatva abhavat. Its Ati Prakashakatvam, complete manifestation, is inhibited. Whereas in the case of Ishvara, it is Ati Prakashakatvam, here Anati Prakashakatvam. Therefore, Prajnatvam Asya iti artaha. Therefore, it is called Prajnaha. Why it is called Prajnaha? Aspashta Upaditaya Anati Prakashakatvat. Ati Prakashakatva Abhavat. Anati Prakashakatvam is equal to Ati Prakasha Abhavat. Absence of Ati Prakashakatvam. Ati Prakashakatvam is complete shining, no inhibition. Anati Prakashakatvam is, it is inhibited. Upadi, because of Upadi, Consciousness is not, consciousness is inhibited in terms of its manifestation. There is no complete manifestation, inhibited manifestation. That is why Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, and Jiva is Alpajnaha, Alpashaktiman, because of the difference in the Upadhi. One, in the case of Ishvara, Upadhi is under Ishvara. Whereas in the case of Prajnaha, Upadhi is above, as though above. It means Upadhi overpowers Jiva. Therefore, ati prakashakatva abhava, absence of ati prakashakatvam. It means anati prakashakatvam. Ataha eva prajnaha iti uchyate. Therefore, only it is called prajnaha. Yata jagat karana ishvara upadeke karana shariratvam ananda prachurattvena यथा जगत कारण ईश्वर उपादेहे कारण शरीरत्वम, that is one point. आनंद प्रचुरत्वेन च आनंदमयत्वम, कोष्ठ दृष्टान्तेन च कोशत्वम, तथा एतत् सर्वं तारतम्येन प्राज्ञ चैतन्ये अपि अतिदिशति अहंकारादिति. This is line number 45. जगत कारण ईश्वर उपाधि. Jagat Karanam is Jagat Karana Ishvara Upadeke. Ishvara Upadi, which is Jagat Karana Ishvara Upadeke, Karana Shariratvam. Why it is called Karana Shariram? Because it is the Karanam for the Jagat. Jagataha Karanam Jagat Karanam. Jagat Karanasya Ishvarasya Upadihi. Ishvara Upadeke Tasya Karana Shariratvam. It has a status of being a Karana Shariram. It enjoys the name Karana Shariram, Karana Shariratvam. Ananda Prachurattvena cha Anandamayatvam. It is Ananda Prachura. There is Ananda, only Ananda Prachuratva, abundant Ananda, because there is no inhibition. Therefore, Ananda Prachurattvena, because it is Ananda. Ananda Prachurattvena, Anandamayatvam. Kosha Drishtantena. Kosha is a cover. So Kosha Drishtanta through the Kosha, like a Kosha. The Kosha example was given. Koshavata Achadakatvat Anandamaya Kosha Haiti. Therefore, Kosha Drishtantena Koshatvam. It has a status of being a Kosha because it covers, that's why it's called Kosha. Therefore, Koshatvam. Tata Etat Sarvam. All these are Taratamyena because of the difference in the degrees. Prajna Chaitanya api atidishati. As it is in the Ishvara, so it is extended to Prajna also. Prajna Chaitanyam. Ishvara Chaitanyam, Prajna Chaitanyam. Ishvara is a name for the Chaitanyam, where the Upadhi is Maya. Prajna is the name of the Chaitanyam, where the Upadhi is the Karana Shariram, the limit of Vyashti Karana Shariram. So, as it is in the total, so it is extended to the individual also. Prajna Chaitanya api atidishati ahankaraditi. Pralaya kale, Hiranyagarbha, Pralaya kala, the time of Pralaya. Pralaya kale, resolution. Hiranyagarbhadi prapancha utpadaka Ishvara moola prakritivat. Sushupti kale ahankaradi sharira utpadaka samskara matra avasishta jivagata jnanasyapi Karana Shariratvam. Indriya tad Vishaya Abhavena Vyasanga Abhavat Ananda Bagulyat Anandamayatvam Atma Chadakatvat Koshatvam cha Yuktamiti Bhavaha. This also we have read already. Yes, seen. At the time of Pralaya Kala, Hiranyagarbhadi prapancha utpadaka Ishvara moola prakritivat So at the time of resolution, at the time of resolution of the samashti, Hiranyagarbha is samashti sukshma sharira abhimana chaitanya. Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha, etc. So that was sukshma, samashti sukshma shariram, samashti sthula shariram. All these are at the time of Pralaya Kala. What happens? Hiranyagarbhadi prapancha utpadaka Ishvara Mula Prakritivat Ishvarasya Mula Prakritivat. Pralaya Kale, it dissolves into this the Karana Shariram, that is Maya. Similarly, Sushupti Kale Agankaradi Sharira Utpadaka Samskara Matra Avasishta Jivakata Ajnanasyapi Yata Samashti Tadvat Yata Samashti Tadvati Veshtihi. As it is in the total, so it is in the individual also. In the individual, what happens? Sushupti Kale, that is at the time of sleep. Agankaradi Sharira Utpadaka Samskar Matra Avasishta Jivakata Ajnanasyapi. Jivagata Ajnanam is that is the upadhi of the jiva. Jivagata Ajnanasyapi Karana Shariratvam Indriya Tad Vishaya Abhavena Vyasaga. That is at the time of the pralaya, at the time of the resolution of the individual, that is Sushupti, Ahankara, etc. Everything what these are they resolve into Karana. That is why it is called Karana Shariram, because from the Karanam only the Karya Prapancha, the individual Karya Prapancha evolves. Since all these dissolve into the Karana Shariram, the Karana Avastha, therefore it is called Karana Shariram. And that Karana Sharira Avastha, Indriya Tad Vishaya Abhavena. That is in the Sushupti Avastha. Where is the Indriya? There is no mind, therefore no Indriya. Indriya Abhavena. Vyasanga Abhava. There is no Sangha, there is no connection between the Indriya and Indriya Vishya. Indriya being not there, mind being not there, Indriya also not there. Not there means it is in dormant stage. Abhavat. Therefore, Indriya being not there, Indriya Vyapara being not there, because that alone brings in Sukha Dukkha. Therefore, Ananda Bhagulya. Therefore, there is only Anandam. In the Sushupti Avastha, there is Anandam. You are not taken over by the Indriya Vishaya, therefore no Indriya Vyapara, mind also not there, therefore there is no Shoka, there is no Dukkham, therefore Ananda Bhagulya, because of the abundance of Anandam, Anandamayatvam, therefore it is Anandamayatvam, Anandamayatvam, Achadakatvat Koshavatvam. And this Ananda is also, it is covered, it is inhibited Ananda. If it is absolute Ananda, then if it is Atmananda, if it is absolute Ananda, then everybody will want to go to sleep all the time. There is a glimpse. There's a glimpse of this Ananda in the sleep. That is why people want to go to sleep, because they have this Ananda Anubhava in Sushupti Avastha. But it is inhibited Ananda, Ajnanam being there, therefore it is inhibited Ananda, but Ananda is there. It is covered. Achadakatvat, Koshavat Achadakatvat, therefore Achadakatvat Koshatvam cha iti yuktam iti bhavaha. Then there is an objection. Nanu, Stula Sukshma Sharira Layasthanasya Katam Sushupti Shabda Vachyatvam iti ashankya Purvat Sanya Vedaha Navastu Vedaha iti Bhaktum Tatra Yuktimaha Sarva Uparamatvat iti. You have to note here, all this discussion is about the Jiva, because Ishvara already been discussed. Here the different names of the Jiva Upadhi, what I told in the beginning, Karana Shariram, Anandamaya Koshaha, Sarva Sushuptihi, and Layasthanam, that is being discussed. So here the objection is, Stula Sukshma Sharira Layasthanasya, Katam Sushuptihi Shabdavachyam. How do you call the Layasthanam of Stula Sukshma to be Sushupti iti ashankya? Then he says Purvavat. That word Purvavat, because of Purvavat only we remember that is Purvavat means already discussed. In the case of Samashti, Ishvara we have discussed. Purvavat, the different names of the Upadhi, they are only different names. Sanya Vedaha eva na Vastu Vedaha. There is no really difference between in terms of Sanya, in terms of names only there are different. But Vasutaha Vedaha, it is the same Upadhi only. Same Upadhi, because of its different features, it is given different names. When it is looked upon as a Karanam, Agankara, the Karanatvat, Karana Shariram. Agankara, etc., which is results in the Karana Shariram, or Karana Shariram is the Karanam for Agankara, etc., which comes to manifestation when you wake up. So therefore it is Karana Shariram. And Ananda Prachuratvat, Ananda Koshavat Achadakatvat, Anandamaya Kosha, etc. All these names, they are just nothing but names. Therefore, there is no difference. There is no difference caused by the names. That is just their names, different names given to the Vyashti Upadhi. As it is given for the Samashti Upadhi, so it is for the Vyashti Upadhi. Iti. Tatra Yuktam iti aha. Therefore, it is Yuktam. Sarva Uparamatvad iti Yuktam. Because everything resolves in Sushupti Avastha. Therefore, Sushuptihi iti nama Yuktam eva. Iti. Panchikata Stula Sharirasya. Stula Sharir, which is Panchikata, which is the result of grossification. Vyavaharikasya. So Panchikata Stula Sharirasya Vyavaharikasya. In Vyavahara, with what Shariram we operate with Stula Shariram. And Stula Shariram is Panchikritam. Apanchikata Sukshma Sharira Pratibhasike. And Pratibhasika. Pratibhasika is at the level of the individual, the Pratibhasika, subjective reality. So, empirical reality. For empirical transaction, we have Stula Shariram. It is common, Stula Shariram. We have the empirical world, which is common, where we interact with the Panchikita Stula Shariram, that is Stula Shariram, gross body. And in the subjective world, subjective reality, Swapna Ityadi, where we operate with Sukshma Shariram. And Sukshma Shariram is Apanchikita Sukshma Shariram, Pratibhasike. Both are Pravilapitatvat. Botat Pravilapitatvat Tasyapi Pratibhadikasya Swapna Prapanchasya Swakarane Agyane Linatvat Sarva Uparamatvam Ityartaha. Both this Panchikita Stula Shariram as well as Apanchikita Sukshma Shariram, which are obtained in the Vyavaharika Avastha and Pratibhasika, Vyavaharika and Pratibhasika respectively, both resolves into its karanam, swakarane. What is that karanam? Ajnane. Swapna prapanchasya. Swapna prapanchasya swakarane ajnane. Ajnane leenatva. It resolves into ajnanam. That is upadhi. Ajnana upadhi. Leenatva. Therefore, this Vyashti, upadhi obtained at the level of Vyashti is called Sarva Uparamaha, Sarva Uparamatva, Sarva Uparatihi Ityartaha. Leenatvat, Sarva Uparatihi, therefore what is Sushuptihi Ityartaha? Therefore it has got the name Sushuptihi, Sarva Uparamatva, Sushuptihi. Tatacha Vuktam, a quote is given from the Mandukya Karika. Lage Penasya Tadharmaha, Dravadhyasyahu Tarangake, Tasyapi Viliye Nire, Tishtanti Yete Yathapura. Vyavaharika Jivasya Layaha Syat Pratibhasike. Vyavaharika resolves into Pratibhasika. Tallaye Sachidanandaha Paryavasyanti Sakshini Iti. Vyavaharika resolves into this Pratibhasika. Pratibhasika resolves into the Karana Shariram Iti. Paryavasanti Sakshini Paryavasanti. Nanu Pralaya Kale Sushupti Kale Cha. One more objection and clarification. Objection is for clarification. Pralayakale Sushuptikale cha Antakarana Tadvritti Abhavena Ananda Ragaka अभावात् आनंद प्राचुर्य सद्भावे प्रमाण अभावात् आशंक्य परिहरति तदानीम् इति. This is explaining the line 46. तदानीम् एतो ईश्वर प्राज्ञो चैतन्य प्रदीप्ताभिः, what we read now. प्रलय काले सुषुप्ति काले च. प्रलय काला is, that is resolution, that is complete resolution, samashti. सुषुप्ति काले individual resolution. अंतःकरण तद्वृत्ति अभावेन, there is no vritti. Antakarna tadvritti. Antakaranam not there, mind not there, therefore tadvritti. Vritti also not there. Antakarna tadvritti abhavena. Ananda grahaka abhavat. Ananda prachurya sadbhave. Pramana abhavat ashankya. Antakaranam not there. Mind, thoughts not there. Antakaranam not there, therefore vritti not there. Therefore, in the absence of that, Ananda Prachuryam, Ananda, happiness is there. How do you say that? What is the Pramanam? Pramana Abhavam, Ashankya. Doubting the absence of Pramanam, for that, the author says, Parigarati, he dismisses by saying, Tadanim iti, Tadanim yeto Ishvara Pragyo, Chaitanya Pradiptabihi. There is Ati Sukshma Vritti is there, Ajnana Vritti is there. So, by saying Ajnana Vritti, it dismisses the Pramana Abhava. Yata Swacchatvena Antakaranasya Vrittihi Angikiriyate. Tata Chaitanya Pradipta Ajnanasyapi Sukshma Vrittayaha Svikriyante. You have to accept the Sukshma Vritti. Ati Sukshma Vritti. Ajnana Vritti you have to accept. Like what? Swacchatvena Antakaranasya. The mind which is pure. The pure mind, there is vritti. What vritti is there in the pure mind? That akhandarakara vritti, that agam is, that agam vritti, jnana vritti is there. Antakarana, shuddha antakarana. Similarly, that chaitanya pradipta ajnanasyapi, that ajnanam which is pradipta, the ajnanam which is lighted up by the Chaitanya. Therefore, there, Sukshma Vritti must be there. Svikriyante. So, Sukshma Vritti should be accepted. Tatha cha Ishvaraha Swakiya Ajnana Vrittivihi Svatmananda Bhagalyam Taratamyan Anuvati iti Bhavaha. Same way, Ishvara also, as it is in the individual, so at the level of total also, Ishvara also, Swakiya Ajnana Vrittivihi. Here we use the word Ajnana Vrittivihi, not Ajnana means not ignorance here. Ishvara doesn't have ignorance. Ishvara Swakiya Ajnana Vrittivihi Svatmananda Bhagalyam Taratamyena Anubhavati iti Bhavaha. Ishvara also Swakiya Ajnana Vrittivihi Anandam Anubhavati Taratamyena. There's a gradation. At the level of the individual Vyashti, there is Ananda, but it is inhibited Ananda, whereas in the case of Ishvara, it is Purnananda, it is Purnam, it is not inhibited. Why we say, for the individual, we say, Agam Sukham Avapsam. Sukham, I slept happily. Not only that, Nakinchit Averisham. Ajnanam is there, but Ishvara doesn't have that Ajnanam. Therefore, there is a Taratamya between the Vyashti and the Samashti. Sukham is there. Ananda Vagulyam is there. And there is a Taratamya with regard to Ananda. Ananda experienced by the Jiva, experienced by the Vyashti Jiva, and experienced by the Samashti Ishvara. And Ajnanam is there at the level of for the Vyashti Jiva, whereas it is not there for the Ishvara. Therefore, there is a Taratamya. So, Swakiya Ajnana Vrittibihi. Swakiya Ajnana Vrittibihi means Swakiya, this Upadhi. That Ajnana Vritti is Upadhi. Ishvara Upadhi. Karana Shariram. Svatmanandam Bahulyam Taratamyan Anubhavati iti Bhavaha. अत्र एव उपष्टम्बकत्वेन श्रुतिम् अवधारयति। आनंद आनंदबुक इति। Here श्रुतिम् अवधारयति. The author he presents the Shruti Pramanam. Shruti Pramanam Anandabuk iti. In the sentence we saw 46. Anandabuk Cheto Mukaha iti. The author quoted from the Mandukya Upanishad. Anandabuk. Anandabuk means Anandam Bhungte. Anandam Bhungte iti Anandabuk. Anandabuk. Anandam Bhukte Cheto Mukaha Prajnaha iti. So, Anandabuk. So, therefore, here, Atreva Upashtambakatvena Shrutim Avatarayati Anandabuk iti. Here, therefore, the author, he quotes from the Shruti. Here, author he quotes from the Shruti as a support for this Anandabuk, Ananda Anubhava, Anandabuk Cheto Mukaha iti. Anandabuk Cheto Mukaha Prajnaha iti. Prajnaha, that is Prajnaha is Anandabuk, Anandam Bunjati. Prajnaha is Chaitanyam manifesting through the Veshti Upadhi. Chaitanyam manifesting through the Veshti Upadhi. It is the enjoyer of this Ananda. So Prajnaha iti. In the Mandukya Karika, in the Mandukya Upanishad, this is the fifth mantra. Anandabuk Cheto Mukaha iti. Anandabuk Cheto Mukaha, that is the Jiva overpowered by Ajnanam. Is in Sushupti. Overpowered by Ajnanam is in Ananda Avastha. Sushupti Kale Sakale Viline Tamo Vibhuta Sukarupameti, like said in Kaivalya Upanishad. Similarly, here also Anandam Bhungte. Uttarakalina Sukha Paramarsha Upapattihi api Purva Anubhuta Sukha Bhagulya Anubhava Sadbhave Pramanam Ityaha. Here can note this. The author he quotes from the Shruti. Atreva Upashtambakatvena means as a support for this Ananda Anubhava. He quotes from Shruti Ananda Bukha Cheto Mukaha. But this is Anubhava. This Prajna experiencing the individual experience of Sukha is everyday experience. So for Prajna, we don't need Shruti Pramanam. So Prajna, we don't need Shruti Pramanam because it is Nitya Anubhava. Therefore, Uttarakalina Sukha Paramarsha Upapattihi api Purva Anubhuta Sukha Bhagulya Anubhava Sadbhave Pramanam iti aga Sukham iti. Author, but he has given the Shruti quote as well as he has given the Anubhava Pramanam also he has given. In the line number 46, Sukham Maham Avapsam. Uttarakalina, after getting up from the sleep, Sukha Paramarsha Upapatti, that is remembrance of the Sukham. Sukha Paramarsha is remembrance, Smritihi, Upapattihi. Because of this, the remembrance of the Sukham, that is the Upapatti, that is the reason, that is Upapatti, that becomes a Yukti, that becomes a reason. That becomes Upapatti for what? Purva Anubhuta Sukha Bhagulya Ananda Anubhava Sadbhave Pramanam iti. Aga Sukham iti. So because it is remembered, therefore it must be preceded by that anubhava. Remembrance is preceded by the experience. So therefore, sukham is remembered. Therefore, the sukham must have been experienced before, where in Sushupti Avastha. That is recollected in the Uttarkarina Sukha Paramarsha, after you wake up from the sleep. Therefore, sukham agam avapsamiti ananda paramarsha. Therefore, only the remembrance, paramarshaha asti, utitasya, for the one who has waken up. Sukham agam avapsam, I slept happily. Na kinchit avedisham iti, ajnana paramarshaha api. Two remembrances are there. I slept happily, number one. Agam kinchit navedisham, I don't know anything. That also is remembered. Tatacha sushupti dishayam pralayakalecha प्राज्ञेश्वरौ अज्ञान वृत्तिभिः आनंदम अनुभवतः एव इत्यर्थः. Therefore, in Sushupti Dashayam Pralay Kale, this is applicable for both Vyashti and Samashti. Sushupti is the name for Jiva Upadi as well as Ishvara Upadi. Therefore, Sushupti Avasthayam, Sushupti at the level of individual, we can take it as everyday sleep, whereas for Ishvara is Pralaya, Sushupti Avastha. And Pralay Kale also, Pralay Kale. Layakala is everyday Layakala, and Pralayakala, complete resolution. Therefore, Prajneshwara, for both the Prajna and Ishvara, Prajna is Sopadika Chaitanyam at the Veshti level. Ishvara is Sopadika Chaitanyam at the Samashti level. So, for both Prajneshwara, Ajnana Vrittibihi Anandam Anubhavataha eva ityartaha. By Ajnana Vritti, they experience Ananda. Anubhavataha eva ityartaha. Even though we say Ajnana Vritti, but we have to understand for Veshti and Samashti distinctly. In the case of Prajna is Agam Kinchit Navedisham, but not in the case of Ishvara. Ishvara knows everything. Is Sarvajnaha. Anandam Anubhavataha. Ajnana Vrittibhi means Karana Sharira Vrittibhi ityartaha. So Jiva and Ishvara, they experience Ananda, they have this Ananda because of the Vritti at the level of Karana Sharira. Ajnana Vritti. Ati Sukshma Vrittibhi, as the author said. Ati Sukshma Vrittibhi. This is not said in any other text. It is said only in the Vedantasara. Ati Sukshma Vritti. So therefore, this to be noted very clearly. Vritti, not at the level, not at the Sukshma level, not at the Sukshma Sharira level, Vritti at the Karana Sharira, at the level of Karana Sharira. And that is not remembered in that avastha. It is remembered, it is only remembered after. Therefore, Anubhava precedes knowledge. That is Ajnana Vritti. Ajnana Vrittibihi, that is Ajnana Vrittibihi, that is in the case of Jiva. Ajnana Vrittibihi. But in the case of Jiva, this knowledge, the Anubhava precedes knowledge. Whereas in the case of Ishvara, it is not like that. In the case of Ishvara, it is Sada Ananda. This. Because the Upadhi doesn't limit Ishvara. Whereas in the case of Jiva, the Upadhi limits. There is a limitation. Therefore, there is Taratamya, there is Veda between the Jiva and Ishvara. We are not discussing the Swarupa of Jiva and Ishvara. We are discussing only the similarities between the Upadhi. Therefore, you will see a common term is used for Jiva and Ishvara. When common term is used for both Pragya and Ishvara, it is only to show the Upadhi, the nature of Upadhi at the level of individual and total is same. The nature of Upadhi is same. The essential non-difference or oneness of the Upadhi is shown, but there is difference. There is difference to the Vyavaharika level, there is difference. You cannot equate Ishvara and Jiva at the Vyavaharika level. Why? Because Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman. Jiva is not. Jiva is Alpajnaha, Alpashaktiman. There is a difference. That is different, at the same time, non-difference. There is difference. The difference is only superficial difference. Essentially, non-difference, no difference. Because upadhi made of the same material, it is jada, it is sadasabhyam, nirvachaniyam, it is made of three gunas. Therefore, they are made of the same material, therefore there is no difference. Fine. Idanim Ishvaragata Mula Ajnanasya. Ishvaragata Mula Ajnanasya, Mula Ajnanam, that is the Upadhi. Ishvaragata Mula Ajnanasya, Jivagata Samskara Matra Avasishta Ajnanasya cha, Samashti Veshti Aviprayena, Veda Banepi, Vastu Vedaha Nasti, iti etat Sadrishtantam Aga Anayogo iti. Anayogo, that is the next line which we are supposed to read. Anayogo. Anayogo is the Jiveshwara Yogo. Jiveshwara Yogo. Ishvaragata Mula Ajnanasya. That is Samashti Upadhi. Jivagata Samskara Vasishta Ajnanasya. That is Veshti Upadhi. Between the two, between the two, that is Ajnanam of Ajnanam, that is Upadhi at the level of total, at the level of individual. Samashti Veshti Aviprayena, from the standpoint of the individual and total, Veda Bhaneyapi, even though there seems to be a difference, Vastu Vedaha Nasti. Really, there is no difference. Essential difference, not there. Essentially, they are same. Superficially, they are different. Because of the superficial difference, only there is Vyavahara. Vyavahara is possible. Superficially, they are different. Essentially same. No difference. Therefore, Vastu Vedaha Nasti. Veda Bhane Api. Veda Bhana at the level of Vyavahara. Vastu Avedaha. It is the level of its nature, essential nature. Essential nature, there is no Veda. In terms of essential nature, there is no Veda between the Upadhi. Vastu Vedaha Nasti. Iti etat Tadrishtantam Aha. Along with the Drishtanta, it is presented. Anayogo iti. Where is its Anayogo? It is line number 47. Let us read. Anayogo iti. Anayogo.
Anayoho
Samashti Veshtyoho.
Samashti Vyashtyoho
Vanavrukshayoho iva.
Vanavrukshayoho iva
Jalashaya Jalayoho iva va abhedaha.
Jalashaya Jalayoho iva va Vedaha
Abhedaha. Abhedaha is non-difference. What non-difference we are talking about? We are not talking about the non-difference of the Chaitanyam. We are talking about the non-difference Abhedaha at the level of Upadhi. We are talking about the non-difference, otherwise called essential oneness. So this Upadhi, they are superficially different. Therefore, only Vyavahara. In terms of the nature, they are not different. Therefore, Abhedaha. So, Abhedaha, the non-difference between the two. What are the two? That is Vyashti Upadhi and Samashti Upadhi. Therefore, Vyashti Samashti Aikyam. Aikyam, Vyashti Samashti Aikyam at the level of what? At the level of Upadhi. At the Upadhi is talked about. Vastu Vedaha Nasti, Sanya Vedaha eva asti. Only Nama Rupa only. In terms of name only it is difference. But there is no difference. Vyavahara is nothing but Nama Rupa only. So, therefore, only here the Tikakara said, Vedabhane api, even though there is difference, Vastu Vedaha Nasti. There is difference, at the same time, no difference. So, difference is there and non-difference also is there. Non-difference in terms of its nature, difference in terms of its utility, in terms of transaction. That's all only Vyavahara. So anayoho, kayoho, anayoho, that is Jiva, Upadi, Ishvara, Upadyo, Jiveshvara, Ajnana Yogo. Jiveshvara Ajnana Yogo. Anayogo referring to Jiveshvara Ajnana Yogo. Jiveshvara Ajnana Yogo. That is Jiva Upadi and Ishvara Upadi. Between the two, Samashti Veshti Veshtyoho, Anayogo Samashti Veshtyoho. Samashti Veshtyoho, between the Samashti Upadi and the Veshti Upadi, Abhedaha. Abhedaha, there is non-difference. There is Aikyam, there is oneness. Essential oneness is presented here at the level of Upadi. At the level of Upadi. At the level of Upadi, it is presented. When we say at the level of Upadi, it is at the level of Sopadika Chaitanyam. Sopadika Chaitanyam. Sopadika Chaitanyam. Veshti Sopadika Chaitanyam is Prajnaha. Samashti Sopadika Chaitanyam is Ishvaraha. Therefore, Ishvara and Prajna, the Aikyam of these two is talked about. Please understand. When we talk about the Abheda of Veshti Upadi and Jiva Veshti Upadi, Jiva Upadi, and Samashti Upadi, Ishvara Upadi, here Ishvara, that Samashti Upagita Chaitanyam, similarly, Veshti Upagita Chaitanyam, that is also is understood. When we talk about Aikyam at the level of Upadi, with the Upadi only Chaitanya manifest. Therefore, Sopadikam also is understood. So, Aikyam at the level of Upadi means Aikyam at the level of Sopadika Chaitanyam. At the Upadi level also there is no difference. And to the Upadi, the Chaitanya manifest, Sopadika Chaitanyam. The Sopadika Chaitanyam alone gets a name, Ishvara and Prajna, from the standpoint of Samashti and Vishti. Therefore, there is Aikyam at the level of Sopadika Chaitanyam also. Therefore, Jiveshwara, therefore Prajna, Ishvara Prajna, that is Ishvara and Prajna, between Ishvara Prajna Yogo Abhedaha. Ishvara Prajna Yogo Abhedaha. Ishvara means Sopadika Chaitanyam at the level of Samashti. Prajna is Sopadika Chaitanyam at the level of Yashti. Tayogo Aikyam, Tayogo Abhedaha. Abhedaha, the non-difference between the two is talked about with an example, with the Drishtanta. So Anayogo, Samashti Veshtyogo, Samashti Veshti Upadyogo, Upagita Chaitanya Yogo, Abhedaha iti. I hope you understand. Like what an example is given. Vana Vriksha Yogo, just like a Vana and Vriksha, just like a forest and a tree. What is the difference? Difference is that at the same time, non-difference also is there. Difference in terms of name and different in terms of its utility, different in terms of its power. Vana is a total. It's got different power. Vana can bring rain. Vriksha cannot, one Vriksha alone cannot bring rain. Therefore, when it is Samashti, it has its power. It has its utility, so it has its power. But what Vana is made up of Vriksha. So, therefore, there is no difference. Essential non-difference and superficial difference is there. Similarly, another example is given. Jalashaya, Jalayogo, Iva, Jala water. Jalashaya is reservoir. Or the difference between the two, a Jalam, a water drop, and a reservoir. There is difference, but in terms of its nature, there is no difference. Jalam is water. Jalashaya is also water. It's made up of a number of water droplets. So Jalashaya, Jalayogo Iva. If Jala is compared to Vyashti, if Vriksha is compared to Vyashti, then Jalashaya can be compared to Samashti, and Vriksha is compared to Samashti. So Vana Vriksha Yogo, Jalashaya Jalayogo, Ishvara Prajna Yogo, Yata Vana Vriksha Yogo Avedaha. We have to note Vana Vriksha Yogo Avedaha. Vedaha or Avedaha, Avedaha. Avedaha we say in terms of the nature. Vriksha is a tree. Vanam is also nothing made up of tree. Only in terms of number, only in terms of strength, there is a difference. So, Vanavrikshayogo Avedaha, Yata Vanavrikshayogo Avedaha, Jalashaya Jalayogo Avedaha, Tadvat Samashti Veshti Upadyogo, Ishvara Prajnayogo Api Avedaha. Therefore, there is Aveda, there is non-difference at the level of the Upadi as well as Sopadika Chaitanyam of the Veshti and Samashti. That is the topic here. So why the author here talks about the Aveda, the level of Upadi? We are not interested in the Aikyam of the Upadi. Why the author talks about this? He is slowly driving, he will be driving us to see that there is Aveda at the level of the manifesting Chaitanyam. First showing the Aveda at the level of Upadi through which the Chaitanya manifests. Then dismissing the Upadi as Mithya, then he will make us see the Abeda at the level of Chaitanya. When Upadi is dismissed as Mithya, when there is Abeda at the level of Upadi, and Upadi is dismissed as Mithya, then what remains is Shuddha Chaitanya. So at the level of Shuddha Chaitanya, there is Abedaha between the Vyashti and Samashti. Where is Vyashti, then where is Samashti? It has got that only supervision differences, and there is essential oneness between the two. That is the idea. So therefore, Upadyogo Aikyam is going to be the topic from 47. We'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद गुरुजी धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.